Bihari.
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Vijana Vallabha Girivaradari.
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana.
Yamunatira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Tai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Sripad Gurudev Sripad Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरुवरा शिला श्रीपाद की जय टुडे न्यू कैंटो 7th canto first chapter and first sloka Sri Rajovacha
Shri Raja Vacha
Samah Priyaha Suhrud Brahman
Samah Priyaha Suhrid Brahman
Bhutanam Bhagavan Swayam
Bhutanam Bhagavan Swayam
Indrasyardhe Katam Daityan
Indrasyardhe Katam Daityan
Indrasyardhe Katam Daityan
Indrasyardhe Katam Daityan
Avahid Vishamo Yatha.
Avahid Vishamo Yada.
Translation. King Parikshit inquired, my dear Brahmana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, being everyone's well-wisher, is equal and extremely dear to everyone. How then did he become partial like a common man for the sake of Indra and thus kill Indra's enemies? How can a person equal to everyone be partial to some and inimical towards others? Please repeat. King Parikshit inquired.
King Parikshit inquired.
All the devotees can unmute themselves, can also repeat. King Parikshit inquired,
King Parikshit inquired.
My dear Brahmana,
My dear Brahmana,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
Vishnu,
Vishnu,
being everyone's well-wisher,
being everyone's well-wisher,
is equal and extremely dear
is equal and extremely dear
to everyone.
to everyone.
How then did he
How did he
become partial
become partial
like a common man
like a common man
for the sake of Indra
for the sake of Indra
and thus kill
and thus kill
Indra's enemies?
Indra's enemies?
How can a person
How can a person
equal to everyone
equal to everyone
be partial to some
be partial to some
and inimical towards others?
and inimical towards others?
Hare Krishna, thank you all very much. It's a very good question, so I thought all of us should repeat. Thank you. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter 29th verse, the Lord says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyas.
Maharaji, please unmute it.
Okay. Should I read purport from the beginning?
Yes, Maharaji, probably.
Okay. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter 29th verse, the Lord says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyasti na priyaha. I am equal to everyone. No one is dear to me, nor is anyone my enemy. In the previous canto, however, it has been observed that the Lord sided with Indra by killing the demons on his account. Hata putra ditihi sakra prasni grahena Vishnuna. Therefore, the Lord was clearly partial to Indra, although he is a super soul in everyone's heart. The soul is extremely dear to everyone. And similarly, the super soul is also dear to everyone. Thus, there cannot be any faulty action on the part of super soul. The Lord is always kind to all living entities, irrespective of form and situation. Yet he took the side of Indra just like an ordinary friend. This was the subject of Parikshit Maharaj's inquiry. As a devotee of Lord Krishna, he knew very well that Krishna cannot be partial to anyone, but when he saw that Krishna acted as an enemy of the demons, he was somewhat doubtful. Therefore, he posed this question to Sukadeva Goswami for a clear answer. A devotee cannot accept that Lord Vishnu has material qualifications. Maharaj Parikshit knew perfectly well that Lord Vishnu, being transcendental, has nothing to do with material qualities. But to confirm his conviction, he wanted to hear from the authority of Sukadeva Goswami. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Samasya katham vaishamyam. Since the Lord is equally disposed toward everyone, how can he be partial? Priyasya katham asureshu priti abhavaha. The Lord, being the super soul, is extremely dear to everyone. Why then should the Lord display unsympathetic behavior toward the asuras? How is this impartial? Suhrudascha katam teshva asauhardam. Since the Lord says that He is Suhrudam Sarvabhutanam, the well-wisher of all living entities, how could He act with partiality by killing the demons? These questions arose in the heart of Parikshit Maharaj. Therefore, he inquired from Sukadeva Goswami. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurinmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Swarupa Damodara Swami Niti Namine Namah Sadbhakta Mane Manipurudbhavaya Cha Prabhupada Sadvani Prachara Niratayate Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. जय गुरु महाराज श्री श्रीपाद की जय, समस्त भक्त वैष्णव वृंद की जय. So, very nice question put by Parikshit Maharaj. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, being everyone's well-wisher, is equal and extremely dear to everyone. How then he become partial like a common man for the sake of Indra, and thus kill Indra's enemies? How can a person equal to everyone be partial to some and inimical towards others? So this is a burning question to most of us. The Lord appears to be partial to the devotees. Here especially is partial to Indra, because he has taken the side of Indra. How is it so? So Srila Prabhupada explains that the Lord's person, his own statement in Bhagavad Gita, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshu asti na priyaha. I am equal to everyone. I am neither aversion or special favor for anybody. Anyone is specially dear or anybody is specially averse. So this appears to be contradicting in what we have read so far, and also many places whenever there is the differences between the demigods and the demons, there is the Lord always appears to be siding with the devatas. So we need to understand who are the demons. Demons, Lord explains in the Bhagavad Gita itself, divine and demoniac qualities. So the first quality of a demon is that he does not obey the authority of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is the first sign of a demon, demonic qualities. So it is not only in the demons, it is also, these qualities, they are not specific to the demons, but they are all present in all of us to a certain degree. And the Lord is specifically listing those qualities so that we can focus on them to overcome them, to develop divine qualities. So the first quality of a demon, or first quality of a demon in us, is disobeying the authority of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, authority of Guru, and also other authorities. So this disobedience is the first quality of a demon in us. So we should be very careful whenever some impetus comes to defy the authority. We should think twice, thrice, very careful. And because that is our natural quality, demonic qualities, like aversion to the Supreme Lord, aversion to the Supreme Lord's authority, aversion to Supreme Lord's devotees, their authority, aversion to Sri Guru's authority. So this aversion and disobedience is the first quality, and that is what we have to very much work on. And another quality of demons is that they are lost in the sense gratification. Sense enjoyment has become their goal of life. They say there is nothing more than this. So this is another thing, sense enjoyment. Being attached to this, being busy with the sense enjoyment, they don't have priority for spiritual things in life. So spirituality means to work for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. So that should be our priority over anything and anyone, including my own self. My Guru Seva should be more important to me than my own self. So that should be the divine quality. But opposite of that is the demonic quality. So these two are they are lost in the enjoyment of the matter on subtle and gross levels. On gross level, they enjoy their senses. On the subtle level, they think they are the best. They are the religious. Though they conduct religious activities out of only for name and fame, and they think they are the best. They are proud, damba, darpa. So conceit means cheating because of attachment to the senses and mind. So mental and sensual happiness, they are very attached. So therefore, they defy everybody and everyone up to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in order to fulfill their interests. This is the sign of a demon or demoniac quality. In order to fulfill one's whims, one's self-interest. So first is one is very grounded in oneself, in the senses and in the mind, and then the next is he defies everybody who is in coming on the way. So this is a demonic quality, so which we all have to fight it out. These propensities come every now and then. So if we have to choose between being obedient and being revolutionary, most of the time we choose to be revolutionary. That is our eternal story of our existence in this material world. For the sake of Guru, for the sake of Krishna, let me accept, let me tolerate, even if I am right. So such kind of attitude is divine. So coming to this question, so the Lord in the so in the same way, the demons, they also defy the authority of the Lord. They also defy the authority of the demigods who are appointed by the Lord. First of all, we have to see who are the demigods. Demigods are appointed by the Lord. They are officers of the universe appointed by the Lord. because of their obedience. The demigods are obedient to the Supreme Lord. So they may have some shortcomings, but the obedience is the greatest quality of divine nature. So with that one quality, all other shortcomings, they all will be taken care. if this quality is there, obedience, what happens? If one does a mistake, then Lord will always step in to correct and then corrects them. So that is the advantage. If one is obedient, because of that one good quality, he will be saved from all other shortcomings, because he is under the protection. Daivim Prakriti Ashritaha. They have taken the shelter of the divine nature. So taking shelter of divine nature means that accepting this obedience to the authority of the Lord and his arrangement. That is a divine arrangement. But if one is very relentlessly trying to put oneself in the position or or trying to achieve something that which he has put for himself, then he will defy everything, everybody. So even if we know this is what Krishna wants or this is what Guru wants, but still we will not be able to do it because of this attitude. So, but if we cultivate this attitude of being obedient, we will be saved from all other shortcomings. And this is the great quality that demigods have. The Lord comes now and then, corrects them and keeps them on track. And demigods in general, they are divine in nature. They won't make mistakes. But being a living entity, everybody is born to commit mistakes. So they're also born to commit mistakes, and Lord corrects them because they are obedient. But the demons, they are not obedient. So therefore, they do not, they don't accept anybody's advice. You see Ramayana about Ravana, and you see Mahabharata about Duryodhana. So many people, everybody tried to convince them. Everybody tried to advise him to not proceed. What he's doing, it is not right. It is not proper. But they will not listen to anybody because they are rooted in their own self, rooted in their mind and senses very much. So therefore, Duryodhan as well as Ravan, you see whole Mahabharata and Ramayana, so many well-wishers, teachers, uncles, fathers, grandfathers, advisors, teachers, so many people try to convince them about their misdeed, but they don't accept it. That is the nature of the demons. Don't even accept the parents, don't accept the teachers, don't accept the elders, nothing, nobody. Nor accept the Lord himself. The Lord came to her making the peace between Kauravas and Pandavas. So this demonic nature is very, very prominent. So they don't care. They don't care anybody. What I want, I should get it. That's all. That is called Abhiman. So what I am, what importance is there? I am very, very small speck in this universe. I'm a very, very small person. So see what Guru Krishna wants. That is Daivam Prakriti Ashritaha. So that is the devotees. So in this way, demons, they are very disobedient. So therefore, when they attack the devatas, so they are like attacking the arrangement of the Lord system also. Of course, demigod can protect themselves. But their disobedience to the Lord, to the demigods, it is the same. And it continues. They disobey their teachers, they disobey their parents, they disobey their elders, they disobey their advisors, they disobey their everybody. Whoever is helping their self-interest, they keep them as elder, as a teacher, as a advisor, as a guru. But if they see they are not supporting their idea, they are not supporting their self-interest, they start becoming angry with the very people who are advisors, well-wishers. This is the nature, demoniac nature. They become angry. Instead of correcting themselves, they become angry on others. So they don't listen to anybody because the strong desire is there for being rooted in the senses and the mind. So this is one part. And the another part is that the devotee here, Parikshit Maharaj's question is very, very nice. Because here, the Parikshit Maharaj, if you see the mood of the question, his mood is he is not doubting the Lord. There is no doubting of the Lord. He is fully convinced that the Lord is transcendental. Lord is completely divine. What he is doubting is his own understanding. His own understanding of the Lord. So this is the quality of a first-class devotee. Who is a first-class devotee? First-class devotee is one who doesn't have any doubts. He doesn't have any doubts about Krishna being transcendental, being the supreme, being impartial, being kind to everybody, equal to everybody, well-wisher. So a first-class devotee is one who has no doubts about Krishna. But here the doubt expressed is not about doubting Krishna. It is doubting about his own understanding. He lacks some understanding about Krishna because there is no doubt that Krishna is transcendental, being the supreme person. There is no way Krishna could be wrong in mind and in deeds. So if one has such attitude, he is a first-class devotee. So then some people need to understand everything. Some people don't need to understand anything. Some people want to understand everything. Why? But in that why, there are two kinds. One person is convinced he is transcendental, says therefore he understands. He wants to correct his understanding. And another who is envious, he will ask why? Because he wants to establish that the Lord is wrong. Lord is incorrect. So similarly about other gurus, about the guru or the teachers, advisors, one should have similar attitude towards spiritual master. There no doubt. He's a first-class disciple, one who has no doubts. No doubts about the spiritual master. So this comes out of love also. It's not just the knowledge, because knowledge does not bring knowledge alone does not bring faith. So faith comes by our aversion or loving attitude. Shraddhava labhate gnanam. In fact, one who has faith will get knowledge. So faith is more fundamental than the knowledge, because our knowledge we gather, that is filtered by our faith. Our knowledge is filtered by the faith. That is a very, very crucial point to understand. So therefore, according to our attitude, our faith is created and accordingly our knowledge is created. Sometimes we say, I know. What we know? We know nothing. Even while seeing the same activities of the Lord, different people understand differently according to their faith on the Lord. We don't know. How much our knowledge is correct depends on how much our faith is correct. So therefore, this faith is given by Krishna according to our qualification, according to our attitude. We have loving attitude, your devotional attitude, then we get faith accordingly. So the way we live or the way we want to live, the way we behave or the way we want to behave, these things influence our faith and then our knowledge. So therefore, this faith comes from Krishna according to our attitude. So therefore, don't try to develop faith on somebody from the knowledge that we have gathered from our experience. That's what generally we do in this world. But the transcendental faith comes from the transcendental realm. So we should try to understand from the higher authorities who is the right person. Then we take shelter. Otherwise, if you try to analyze using our knowledge, who is the right person? Using knowledge to establish faith, that is a reverse process. There is danger in that because our knowledge is very, very limited. We don't even know about the closest person to us who is living every day with us. We don't even know what is in their hearts. What is their hearts? If somebody is very nice and always being nice to me, I think he is a very nice person. But what motivation he has inside, what he thinks inside, we have no idea. So, because we are conditioned by three modes, our knowledge is also conditioned by three modes. Because I am conditioned in three modes because of my strong desire to enjoy senses. So, therefore, the way the yardstick with which I measure others is based on these three modes of material nature. So, according to one's involvement in the three modes, accordingly he judges others. How much one is self-interested, how much one is situated in the selfishness. Accordingly, he will understand others. But one who is dependent on Guru and Krishna, you will try to understand a person from their perspective, from them, who is the right person. Then work with him, work under him, whatever it is. But otherwise, if we use of course, we should use our intelligence, but if we depend fully on it, it could cheat us because our senses deceive us, our mind deceives us, our intellect deceives us because they are rooted in our false ego, false identity. I am the center. So that has to change. That the self-interest should change with the interest of my spiritual master. So therefore, when my interest is their interest, I want to know who is the right person from their perspective, not from my perspective. My perspective has no value. It changes every day with everybody. So this mistake we make all the time. We judge a person from our perspective. That is always going to be wrong because we are rooted in the three modes of material nature. Yeah, best is not to judge, but because we have to position ourselves to work with somebody, right? We cannot be alone. So we have to serve together. So therefore, what kind of sangha we should be in, what kind of person we should be with, it should be from the spiritual master because I am his property and he should be able to use me as he likes, right? Nimitta matram bhava savyasachi. So if I decide myself whom I want to work, where I want to work, then where am I instrument? I am no more instrument, Like a knife is there. I want to cut a fruit, then the Knife moves away to a vegetable. So then it is not an instrument. So similarly, I become an instrument in the hands of a spiritual master when I give my steering in the hands of the spiritual master, according to their wish, with whom I work, under whom I work, or whom I should keep under me. These all should be by their desire, according to their guidance, according to their instruction. Because I have nothing for myself. Just because I have studied everybody, now I understand, then I'm going to make a big mistake. Big mistake. Because our understanding is not proper. Because our buddhi has not yet changed. Vyavasayatmaka buddhi ekaha kurunandana. That buddhi has not become one pointed to please the spiritual master. The buddhi is still who is nice with me, who is giving me, supporting me, who is doing or who is I have made my own measurements, who is fitting into that. So these are all going to fail. They may work, but they are all going to fail ultimately, because they all will turn to you again, because they will conflict again with your self-interest. They're all going to fail until we come to this Vyavasayatmaka Buddhi Ekaha Kurunandana. So this faith, one has to get the faith from the transcendental realm, because we are conditioned by the modes. That faith on somebody should be grounded from the transcendental realm. Then this obedience will be there. Then we understand who is the right person. Then we understand I am wrong. My understanding is wrong. I could be wrong. So that's what Parshit Maharaj also putting, that how is it possible Lord is equal to everybody, but how his actions are like this? So his doubt is not doubting the Lord, he's doubting himself. And he's sure he found a right person who can answer this question. So that is the way we move forward. That from the transcendental realm, faith should be there. From the faith, we get our mind and heart become peaceful and accept the obedience of somebody. Obedience to somebody. Then our devotional journey will be smooth. So because then we will be in the constant observation, constant guidance. Right? If you see Dhyana Yoga, Krishna, Srila Prabhupada very nicely explains mind control. Mind control is only possible if one is submissive to the higher authority. If one is not submissive to the higher authority, his mind is not going to be controlled. Because his mind will trick him, his intelligence will trick him, and it will take him to everywhere without any destination, proper destination. Manorathena, on the chariot of the mind, we travel all over, but reach nowhere. So therefore, it is very, very important. Without obedience, without submissiveness to higher authority, our mind will not be controlled, because we see no reason why what I think should not be done. There is no reason in the absence of such. So therefore, until the mind is fully controlled, and the mind is controlled, super soul is already there, then we take the instruction from super soul. But now we are so much absorbed in self, we don't hear the super soul. So we definitely need somebody before our eyes who has eyes upon us. So that way we can control our mind. Otherwise, mind is, today I like this, tomorrow I like another thing, tomorrow another thing, day after tomorrow another thing, like this, without any direction in the life, simply wasting life. And for name I am disciple, but in production, zero production for spiritual master, because I am carried away by mind and my polluted intelligence, which is rooted in the three modes of material nature. So Parikshit Maharaj is a first class devotee that he has no doubts about Krishna. He has doubts only on himself, his own understanding. That is a way to move forward in the transcendence. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, any questions, please come forward.
Hare Krishna Maharaji, thank you. Thank you for this wonderful class. Yeah, if anyone is having any question regarding today's class, they can raise the hand and ask His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Maharaji. Yes, Shamchandra Prabhuji, please.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandot Pranam.
Dandavat
Jai
Pranam,
Shri Sripad
Shamchandra
Maharaj.
Prabhuji. Jai Jai.
Jai Shri Prabhupada. So I prayed for everyone at Samadhi Mandir yesterday.
Hari bol.
Samadhi Mandir.
Hari
And
bol.
also we went to Yamuna for a nice darshan.
Mm.
So thank you very Prabhuji, Maharaj, for the nice class. So my question is, it is understood that Parikshit Maharaj is already a realized soul and he is above the three modes of material nature. But yet the question that is asked suggests, what is the purpose? I mean, is it for the benefit of the conditioned soul? Because I'm just thinking, if a person is already in the liberated state or above the three modes, then why this question is asked?
Yeah, very good question. It's because one is to help us, definitely, those who are all hearing, to glorify the Lord. Another thing is that he also don't understand, but he knows this is not correct. That is called faith. That is called love. That is called faith, transcendental faith. He knows that Lord is equal to everybody, but these actions appears to be something. There is something inner meaning I don't understand. That is the mood of Parikshit Maharaj. So there are two possibilities. One is he understands and asking for our benefit so that Krishna is. But another thing is he himself also is possible, because devotee he has transcendental faith on the Lord, that is transcendental. But it doesn't mean that that any devotee fully understands. That's why they long to hear more and more. The more you know, there are more things to know about the Lord. This is also infinite. So Parikshit Maharaj, he knows that Lord is equal to everybody, is convinced that Lord is equal to everybody, but somehow he want to understand this topic more from Sukadeva Goswami. It doesn't mean that he doubts the Lord. He doesn't doubt the Lord. He didn't have the enough understanding to appreciate this, or appreciate means to understand that Lord is equal on an intellectual platform. He knows he's equal to everybody. The Lord is equal to everybody. But he wants to have full understanding that how this is being done. He has no doubt about the Lord. For his own understanding also, to understand and to relish more, because he may have some understanding, but Sukadeva Goswami will have more understanding about this. Right? It is not that Parikshit Maharaj doesn't have any understanding that Lord is equal. He definitely has understanding. But because he found Sukadeva Goswami, he can tell further, which will enhance his love for Krishna. So therefore he asked the question.
Okay. So the sweetness increases when he hears from Sukadeva Goswami.
Yes.
He's able to release more. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you,
Even
Maharaj.
if he doesn't know that, even if he does not understand, his faith is no shaking in the faith. There is no change in his faith. He only want to correct his understanding.
Right.
Yes. So, but his faith is already established. There is no doubt in that.
Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Yes, anyone else would like to ask any further question? If so, please raise the hand and ask His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Maharaji.
Okay. Thank you all for joining. And I hope you all had Ekadashi Vrat, nice Vrat, and have nice Dwadasi Palan. and we'll join tomorrow morning. And from next Friday, class will be half an hour earlier, 7:30. So coming Friday, that is Thursday, Friday after tomorrow. From day after tomorrow, class will be at 7:30, half an hour earlier. So please note and join half an hour early. Hare Krishna. Mantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
Maharaj, 2 more questions if
Oh,
we are fine. Yes. Amritaji, please.
Pranam Maharaji and Pranam all the devotees and Maharajas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, it's a wonderful lecture. And my question is, as we have a complete faith in Krishna, so as we can see in Parikshit Maharaj also has completely faith, but though he asked in order to because he want more explanation, so he asked Sukhdev Goswami. Sometimes in our day-to-day life or in a practical life, that we have faith in our elders, suppose elders and suppose parents, anybody. But if we see that in some situation where he may be he or she take a wrong decision because unknowingly, because he maybe not have a complete knowledge about that situation or about that person. So if he or she would take that type of decision, and they may be face some problem in future. So but we have completely faith him, we believe him that he or she will never do anything wrong. But at that situation, what should we do? We should give him or her advice that what he is doing or he or she is doing is something, there is something wrong, that he should contemplate about this, or as that he cannot he or she cannot be wrong because I have a complete faith in him and he or she is elder than me. So what we should do in that position, that our faith that no, he or she can't do anything wrong, that so we should have faith. If maybe I am what I am seeing in this situation, maybe my perspective may be wrong, and so what should we do? That is my question.
Thank you, Mataji. Nice question. So, if you have better knowledge, we can always suggest. When you have love, when you have faith, right? When we have faith, you have the faith that the motivation of the person is not wrong, right?
Yes.
So if you have that faith, if you have that understanding, if you have some better knowledge of something, you can always advise. Advise means you can put forward for humble consideration. This is a situation, and this could be in this way also be done, or you can humbly propose to consider this. There is nothing wrong in that. But if you doubt the motivation itself, then that is a big question. I mean, that is you are not properly situated, in the sense that the faith, you need to find a person whom you have transcendental faith received from transcendental platform. So, but as long as you have faith that the motivations are okay, motivations are good, you can always advise. Especially even to the spiritual master, we have complete faith, but we may have some information which a spiritual master may not have, or is not considering, or whatever. You can always bring to the consideration of spiritual master. This is like this. So it is also possible to bring into the attention. But the idea is not that he is wrong or he has wrong intentions. So to always make that is called assisting, right? That is what assisting means. Assisting in every respect. Our mood is to assist him, not to guide him. So assistance, like a minister, right? A minister also assists the king, right? So that should be the mood. That should be the mood of the subordinate. He is to be like a minister. Minister has more knowledge than the king. about the details, but it doesn't make him better than king. So I may have some more knowledge or some more details than my superior, but that doesn't make me superior to the superior. That means that I should be like a secretary. Ministry is like a secretary to the king, right? He's a he brings all points of consideration to the king. So then, but the final decision is king and everybody abides. That should be the end. So we bring in for the consideration of the spiritual master or even to the authority. But after bringing to the attention, whatever the decision is taken, everybody should abide. That is divine atmosphere. Otherwise, it is very, very chaotic. So in the chaotic, everybody is a king, right? Imagine a kingdom where everybody is thinking he's a king, right? So therefore, all chaos. Nobody, everybody wants to rule. Nobody wants to be ruled. So, of course, anyways, that is a very hypothetical situation. But the idea is that we should and we must bring into the attention if we see some danger. Otherwise, it's okay. Sometimes some little bit better, little bit lower. When there is no much difference, is okay. But when we see something problem or when we see something, if we foresee some difficulties, at that time we must bring attention. We must bring to attention, but should not bring for everything, every attention. We should try to follow the orders, not to give, become a master to the master. That should not be that. Only if we see there is going to be some problem, something we can, or if we are in a situation where we are in assisting like a secretary, like a minister. So that time we can bring in everything regarding various details. So one has to see one's position also. But as long as we have faith, as long as our motivations are good, no problem in bringing to attention. And when we see something anomaly, better ask why it is done like this instead of we make judgment. So we can ask why it is being done like that. Like Parikshit Maharaj asking very lovingly that your Lord is equal. Similarly, you can say, my dear father, you are equal to all the children, but why are you like this? Somebody may ask, when he is nice, not in the situation, but at right time, right mood, one can ask, no problem. Then he may get what is in his heart, then we get satisfied, because I am thinking from my 3 modes perspective, because I am selfish. I also think everybody is also selfish. So I also think from the selfish point of view. So better to ask if we sometimes troubled by something, we can ask. So I hope we had enough discussion. There is nothing wrong. We should not be silent actually. We should be like a minister. We should assist like a minister. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful explanation. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaji. Yes, we have a question by Nilmada Prabhu. Nilmada Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanavad Pranam.
Dandavad Prabhuji.
I have one question, like this intensity of obedience is I'm actually noticing, like it's actually whenever you are physically with spiritual master, it's more, and whenever you are very far, like away physically, the time it's decreasing. Like there are variations. So how to actually stabilize that? Hare Krishna. Find increase. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, because you observe the anomaly, you can stabilize it. Problem is if you don't observe. If you don't observe anomaly, then because you are already observing and you are now 18-year-old and above, so you can correct yourself. So you are observing, that is a good thing. So you correct. If you don't observe, then you need help. If you're already observing, then you have to correct yourself. Okay, Nilmada Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yes, Maharaj. And one more thing also I have every time, like this, both the things like whatever responsibility has been given by spiritual master and whatever responsibilities actually the position we are in demands, like, so this balancing also always troubles me. I don't know, like how.
Yeah, you should open your mind and you should explain your situation properly. So one should be truthful and present one situation. How much time you have, how much accordingly spiritual master will give. Otherwise, spiritual master is not dependent on us. One has to reveal one's mind, one situation to the spiritual master fully. So then there will be no conflict. So because if you are in a certain situation and you don't reveal it or present yourself as a free bird or present yourself as a lot of time you have, so you have to present yourself properly. So therefore there will be no conflict. Conflict is in you because you don't present yourself properly.
Okay, thank you, Maharaj. I will try. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Yeah, maybe we can conclude for the day.
Okay, thank you all for joining. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagadguru
Jai.
Sripad ki jai.
Jai.
Guru Maharaj
His
Srimad
Holiness Bhakti Swarup Srimad Maharaj ki jai. Thank you all for joining. See you all in tomorrow's class. And yes, from Friday, the class will be from 7:30. So half an hour early, we are going to start. Thank you all for joining.